In the dimly lit restroom, Hanako-san's soft chuckles echoed, creating an eerie atmosphere. She hid in the shadows, waiting for her classmates to discover her. Today, she felt a rare sense of belonging, a stark contrast to the months of torment she had endured. Whispers about her parents being traitors who defied the war had isolated her from her peers. Hanako-san, however, clung to the belief that these were baseless rumors. She held on to the hope that her parents, who she believed were on a distant journey, would return for her. But the harsh truth, known only to the adults, was that her parents had been incarcerated and tragically executed. This cruel twist of fate had landed Hanako-san in the orphanage. As hours passed, the chilling silence made it evident that no one was searching for her. With a heavy heart, she prepared to leave her hiding spot. Elsewhere, Mei anxiously awaited her break. School was a labyrinth of loneliness for her. Despite her efforts, she remained an outcast, her unique passions like reading tangible books and enjoying vintage melodies setting her apart. She wasn't overtly bullied, but the cold indifference she faced was equally painful. To find solace, she would often retreat to the third-floor girls' restroom, a place most students avoided due to its haunting reputation. But for Mei, it was a haven. It was here that she stumbled upon Hannah, a younger girl who seemed lost in her sorrows. Their bond was cemented from their first encounter, where Mei found Hannah weeping inconsolably. The chilling tales of Hanako-san's spirit were whispered throughout the school. Legend had it that she was playing hide and seek in the girls' restroom when tragedy struck. The game, it seemed, had become an eternal obsession for her restless spirit. It's believed that she remains trapped in the very stall where she met her untimely end. Out of reverence, students are warned to avoid that particular restroom. Legend warns that if one were to knock thrice and inquire about her presence, it might invoke her wrath. She might then choose to manifest, seize the intruder, and drag them into a hellish abyss via the toilet. The class erupted in laughter at this tale. Mei, however, interjected, "I see her there often. It's a wonder she hasn't taken me yet." Her peers exchanged amused glances, further mocking her. "So, you've met her? Or are you pals?" The teacher had to intervene, urging the students to maintain decorum so she could proceed with the lesson. Upon class dismissal, Mei, seething with anger, made her way out. As she navigated the corridor, Ren suddenly shoved her aside, bolting towards the staircase. Realizing his destination, Mei gave chase. By the time she reached the infamous restroom, Ren was already knocking on the third stall, tauntingly calling out for Hanako-san. Mei implored him to desist, but he persisted. After a second knock and call, the stall door creaked open to reveal an empty space. Ren, unfazed, sauntered in and audaciously began to relieve himself, much to Mei's horror. As he exited, still ridiculing Mei, she challenged, "Why not try one last time?" As Ren knocked and called out a third time, the lights began to flicker erratically. The two watched in trepidation as the stall door swung open of its own accord, followed by an eerie gurgling from the toilet. As the commotion intensified, a faint voice whispered, "You found me." Suddenly, a blood-soaked hand lunged from the toilet, ensnaring Ren's legs and dragging him into its depths amidst his terrified screams. The room then plunged into an unsettling silence. Moments later, Hanako-san's visage slowly emerged from the toilet. Mei, a mix of awe and fear, locked eyes with her spectral friend. The ghostly girl appeared unchanged, but Mei now grasped the depth of her sorrow. After a brief, poignant pause, Hanako-san broke into a smile, and the two shared a heartfelt, albeit eerie, chuckle.